Imagine you were handed a book, a sort of instruction manual on maintaining your health and well-being. And the book is personalised specifically for you. And that's because it's written based on your own unique DNA code. The book could tell you what diseases or cancers that you are more susceptible to than others, and also provide instructions on how to reduce your risk through health behaviour and screening. It sounds pretty useful, right? And the idea, it's not so far-fetched. In the next decade, we'll see medicine become increasingly more personalised. The shift will focus from curing diseases to preventing them. And it's that message written in our DNA that can alert us to where to focus that prevention. However, we don't always believe everything we read. And furthermore, DNA can't tell us how an individual might react to their story, especially if it's a sad one. The aim of my research is to better understand how people interpret their DNA story before genetic testing is more widely used. And why is that important? Well, let's all imagine that our book has told us that we are 10 times more likely than others of developing a melanoma skin cancer in our lifetime. How would you react? Previous surveys have found that people commonly perceive genetic risk as more important than in behavioural or environmental risks. And this is where the term genetic fatalism comes in. Genetic fatalism can be described as the belief that the genetic contribution to a disease overrides all other risk factors. So for one person with melanoma risk in their story, they might not feel motivated to reduce their risk. They might, in fact, give up and think, I'm doomed anyway, I may as well have a nice tan. But then in someone else's story, where they don't have the skin cancer gene, might think that tanning is perfectly safe for them. Well, both responses are detrimental. In my study, I'll be providing genetic testing for people where melanoma seems to run in their family. I'll use questionnaires to measure emotional responses and also to detect any changes in preventative behaviour. But my main objective is to listen and gain an insight into the lived experience and the real impact that living with a familial risk has, and then how the genetic testing process might influence their response to protective behaviour. And with this better understanding on how people react to personalised genetic risk information, then we can ensure that we all get the most out of our DNA story before it becomes a bestseller.